We're going to create a memory circuit drawing that accomplishes the following. So we have a 240 VAC, 220 VAC transformer. So that is a 2-to-1 step down. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by drawing our transformer first, like this. And we'll be going H1, H3, H2, H4. Okay? And so because this is a 2-to-1 step down, remember these get wired in parallel. And remember that H1, this is where my line 1 is connected, and H4, that's where my line 2 is connected. On the other end of this transformer, we're going to get our 120 then, okay? It doesn't say that we need any fuses or anything, but because this is an ungrounded transformer, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of fuses here on either side of these. So this would be my X1 and my X2. And I'll put my first fuse here and my second fuse there, okay? So those are going to go to my rails like this, okay? So I need a standard start-stop holding circuit, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and I'm going to go to a normally closed 1 PB, and we can call this the stop, okay? And that is going to go to a normally open 2 PB, which we can call start. Okay, and then that needs to go to a control relay, and that's our first control relay right there. Okay, and then so it needs to have memory on it, so we're going to put a parallel holding contact right here, and we'll call that one control relay, so that these two are associated with each other. Okay, so now we're going to say that a control relay turns on a red light and off a green light. So coming here, I'm going to go with one control relay, because that's the contacts associated with this. And it's going to go to a red light. And we can call this the first pilot light. And then it's going to, because when that shuts, that will turn that on. And then it will turn this one off. So there's my green, like that. So that's my control circuit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the information on here. So this is run 1, 2, 3, 4. My wire numbers, 1, 1, 1. And I do my neutrals as 2s. Okay. This looks like this is wire number 3. This looks like this would be wire number 4. And looks like this would be wire number 5. Now it looks like this would be wire number 6. Finally, I need my cross references. This control relay controls contacts on 2, 3, and a not on 4. 2, 3, not on 4. So at this point, we're going to take a look at hooking this up. Okay, let's see if we can get this hooked up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up to the top of our transformer, and we need to run our power supply there. So I'm going to take my power supply and I'm going to run it into H1 and H4, which is the outside right there. Okay. I now need to jumper H1 and H3, which is 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to run a jumper from this one to the third one over. Okay. And then I need to run the jumper from H2 to H4. So that was my jumpers right there. So at this point, the way that this coil works from exploring it earlier, we should be able to get 12 volts at this location right here. So this is where we're starting from our voltage. So we don't have the fuses, so we're going to skip those. Well, actually, these are fused right here. So the fuses are internally built into this. So it goes for the fuse to this first point, if that makes sense. So this location here, wire 1 goes to a stop push button. So if I take this location right here, and I'm going to go to the normally closed of the stop button right here. That stop button goes to a start button. So if I come right here on the start right here, or that stop, I can go to a start. And then it comes out of the start right there, and it's going to go to a control relay. It comes out of that start and goes to a control relay. So if I come out of here, I can take it down to, this is the coil of my control relay right there. Okay. And then finally, that control relay goes back to the other side of the power source, right there. That control relay back to the. So this is going to come, and that it should come right there. So at that point, that should bring this on. But I want to put in my holding circuit next. Okay. So if I look at my holding, it looks like the start button goes in series with a set of these contacts over here, and we were doing the normally open contacts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack on the start button right here. So if I come to my start button, I'm just going to stack 2 wires on top of there. So I have these 2 wires, and where do they go? They come over to my relay, to my normally opens on my relay right there, and that is my holding circuit. So at this point, we're going to see if we have a holding circuit. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to flick this on, and by hitting stop, start, stop, it's working. Start, stop. Okay, I got this a little bit wrong. The relay's coming on right away. I should have went to the start contacts here. Let's try that again. Turn that on. My relay's coming on. Now it's coming off. Coming on, coming off. So that was my mistake. Those went to the normally opens on that start. All right, I'm shutting off here. I'm now going to come and I need to run through my red light. So if I come and I take the power, which was this one here, and it's going to be hard to get in there. Okay, it needs to go through a normally open contact, which would be such as this one right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the other side of that contact, which is right here, and I'm going to run that up to my red light, which is there. Okay, I have to move this over a little bit. You can see that I've got myself to the red light. And then the other side of the red light has got to go back to the power. Okay, and so if I come here, and I then come and I turn on my power again, and I come over here, I'm going to come and push the start button, and the light comes on. And then if I hit the stop button, it goes off. So start, stop. Now I've run out of leads right here, so I'm going to go ahead and wire up, I'll show you what you would wire for the next one. The other one, you would run the power, and you would run through a closed set of contacts. So here's my power, and I would run that through the closed contacts here, which then goes to the green right there. If I had this coming back to the other side of the power, that green light is on. So now what happens when I hit the start? It switches, latches on that one, and the stop returns it to the way that it was. So start, stop. So that was just trying to follow this rung by rung and getting this hooked up.